All right, see that it's 9 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. And if you could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Talking to code enforcement staff this morning, appears there's 2 cases complied with, and that's 7.3 case CE 25155ZV and 7.5 on the agenda, case CE 2548 UNO, and then another one that staff is withdrawing as it is near compliance, so it will not be heard today, the 7.6 case CE 25135 RVC. That leaves us with 7.1, 7.2, and 7.4. And with that, I'll go ahead and approve the agenda for those items. I did take a look at the minutes while I was sitting here, and they look good, so I'm going to go ahead and approve the minutes from the last meeting as well. And I think we're all the way down to Mr. City Attorney, if you could swear people in.
Good officers, and then if you're here on behalf for a case, or if you're going to be testifying on behalf of somebody, you're here on a case, right? If you could all stand and swear all y'all in. Does everyone swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, everyone's been put under oath.
All right, thank you, Mr. Burns. And with that, I'll go ahead and call 7.1 case CE 25100 GHD. And Mr. Rhodes, looks like you're up.
Okay, I'm Robert Rhodes, Code Inspector, City of Fort Walton Beach. This is case CE-25-100-GHD. This case pertains to the subject address of 119 Alabama Avenue Northwest. According to the tax records, the owner of said property is Alabama Trust. 72 days ago, on March 10th, 2025, the property was found in violation. Grass height developed, section 5.07.01. Subsection 7, for failure to cut and maintain all grass and weeds to a height of 12 inches or less, including the city right-of-way or the adjacent right-of-way. Also, sidewalk obstruction, section 6.02.03, subsection H, for failure to keep sidewalk area clear and free from overgrowth. On April 3rd, 2025, service was obtained for the notice of violation. On April 16th, 2025, reinspection of the property found the violations had not been corrected. On May 1st, 2025, service was obtained for the notice of hearing. On May 13th, 2025, photographs of the violations were taken. On May 21st, 2025, the property remains in violation. At this time, staff would like to enter the exhibits into the record. Exhibit A is a case history report. Exhibit B is a list of exhibits. Exhibit C is a notice of hearing and proof of service. Exhibit D is a notice of violation and proof of service. Exhibit E is a copy of the inspector's qualifications. Exhibit F is a copy of the tax record showing the property's ownership. Exhibit G are the photographs of the violations. And staff is requesting acceptance of the findings of fact, conclusions of law, and issuance of Order 1, including the $325 administrative fee. Staff recommends 12 days for compliance of the violations. This would make the compliance deadline on June 2nd, 2025. And I don't believe there's any respondents. Anybody here for this case? There's no respondents present, so I'll let you.
All right.
I'll go ahead and show you some pictures real quick.
Sounds good.
Don't mind, Your Honor, just one more fact. Bert, you indicated that Manuel Flores,
Yes, Manuel G.
the
Flores.
trustee of that Alabama Trust, did sign the return receipt, though?
Yes, he's on the
Okay.
certified. Okay, so this was May 13th. This is the front of the, it's a townhouse complex, like 4 units, 3 or 4 units. This is the Alabama street side. This is again the Alabama street side looking down Alabama. And this is where it turns onto Williams. You can see the sidewalk there. This is the Williams or rear of the townhomes. And again, that's the rear Williams side. That's looking down the sidewalk. You can see it's protruding out into the sidewalk. So we're just asking them to cut the grass and get it off the sidewalk.
Okay.
They have not responded to me at all, but they did sign for the letters, or at least one of them. Yeah, actually both of them.
You said it's a townhome complex, Sure.
Yes, sir.
So
They're rentals.
the Alabama Trust own all four and rent them?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm looking through the exhibits. Looks like everything's in order, so I'll go ahead and accept the exhibits into the record. And seeing as there's no one here, it's a pretty simple violation. Looks like it is a violation. Let me ask you, Bert, when we have like a grass ag violation for 12 inches, do you actually have to take a ruler and measure that? How do you guys determine that?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
if it's close, but normally it's like this one is way over. I mean, you get a 4-foot, or in this case, a 6-foot privacy fence behind it, you can tell without a measurement.
Right,
Yeah.
you have some
Yeah.
reference there.
Exactly.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and enter the order one, the findings of fact, conclusions of law and order with the $325 admin fee, and 12 days is what staff's requesting?
Yes, sir.
Which is June 2nd. So 12 days to come into compliance, which is June 2nd. Hopefully that will come into compliance on that. It's a pretty simple one to fix. All right. Moving right along, we'll move on to 7.2, case CE 25-110 POO. Go ahead.
This is, my name's Ed Moore, Code Inspector, City of Fort Walton Beach. This is case number CE 25110 POO. This case pertains to 5 Linwood Road Northwest. According to the tax records, the owner of said property is Clayton W. White. On March 17, 2025, the property was found in violation of Code Section 54012 pool maintenance. There was a swimming pool full of stagnant water and in disrepair on the property. On March 24, 2025, service was obtained for the notice of violation. On April 28, 2025, a reinspection of the property found the violation had not been corrected. On May 1st, 2025, service was obtained for the notice of hearing. And on May 20th, 2025, photographs of the violation were taken. As of today, May 21st, 2025, the property remains in violation. At this time, staff would like to enter the exhibits into the record. Exhibit A is a case history report. Exhibit B is a list of exhibits. Exhibit C is a notice of hearing and proof of service. Exhibit D is a notice of violation and proof of service. Exhibit E is a copy of the inspector's qualifications. Exhibit F is a copy of the tax record showing the property's ownership. And Exhibit G are photographs of the violation. Staff is requesting acceptance of the findings of fact, conclusions of law, and issuance of Order 1, including the $325 administrative fee. Staff also recommends 15 days' time for the compliance of the violation. This would make the recommended compliance date June the 5th, 2025. And Mr. White's here, so.
Okay.
Would you like to review the file, Mr. White? Any objections? It's basically all the notices and the case report that's read to the. No objections there.
All right.
I think we've got a few pictures there, Bert.
All right.
Do your magic touch there. Basically, it's just a pool in the backyard. The 2 pool pictures are from
Sorry.
the adjacent property, and just one from the street showing the property's location on Linwood. Mr. White has been in touch and has been trying, from what his explanation is, to get the pool in compliance, but he hasn't had any luck so far. But when I spoke to him the other day on the phone, he did call. I asked him to attend so he could explain his situation to you.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think we have one of the adjacent property owners here may want to give some testimony if you need it.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to hear from everyone, of course. Mr. White, you want to go ahead, unless do you have anything further? Ed?
No, sir, I'm done.
Mr. White, you want to go ahead, hear from you, and I'll make sure I hear from neighbors as well.
I tried.
And just to, hate to do this, can you give your full name again for the record and your address? That's always, yeah,
Sure.
you do.
Clayton Williamson White, 5 Linwood Road, northwest, Fort Walton Beach, Florida, 32578-47. I've tried to get people to come over and clean the pool, including the people that built the pool 50 years ago next month. And they all say, oh, it's too big of a job, we can't do it. And I'm physically unable to do it myself. So I've got the enlistment of some high school kids that go to my church. They're gonna come help me get it cleaned up, but I can only do that on the weekends.
Okay. How much time do you think they need to clean it up?
Probably need at least 3 weeks,
3
or at
weeks?
least 3 weekends.
3 weekends, understand. That's a reasonable request in my opinion. It does seem like there's been some efforts. Do you have anything else you'd like to share or testify
No.
to? Okay, let me hear from
Sure.
your neighbor. And if you could, as Mr. Burns said, state your full name, address for the record.
Hello, everyone. My name's Nathan Kraft. I'm the neighbor 7.
Sorry, and maybe we'll hold on just a second. Everyone get settled. Go ahead.
Yeah, so my name's Nathan. I'm the neighbor on 7 Linwood Road Northwest. I'd like to thank you guys for taking your time to meet up with me and discuss this issue.
Why don't you turn that up so you can put it down? There you go.
All right, thank you. I wanted to take a moment to share how my neighbor's poorly maintained pool is affecting me and my family for the past 2 years. The stagnant green water has become a breeding ground for mosquitoes and bugs, which make it difficult for us to enjoy our own backyard safely. We're constantly dealing with bites and the worry of potential health risks that follow with stagnant water and airborne illnesses. The stagnant water and noise from the animals it attracts, like frogs and even stray critters, disrupt our peace and comfort, especially in the evenings. Additionally, we've noticed the water is leaking into our yard, damaging our landscape and creating muddy and unusable spaces for us to enjoy. We understand that maintaining a pool can be challenging, but the current condition poses serious concerns for our health and property. We're hopeful that by bringing attention to this, steps can be taken to correct the situation so that all can enjoy a cleaner and safer neighborhood. Thank you.
I appreciate it. And so you're the direct next door neighbor?
Correct, yes.
Gotcha. And
Yeah.
you've noticed just mosquitoes and stuff from emanating
Yeah, we
from
don't
the
even
pool?
go outside when it starts to become dusk or if it's been wet or that just
Yeah.
humid in the air. It just makes it impossible. I've had malaria in the past, and so I take these things pretty seriously, knowing how damaging these can be on your health.
Sorry, I think Jennifer.
Okay. And I assume, is it getting worse as it
Yeah,
keeps up there?
we keep giving deadlines and they keep getting busted. So I'm curious to see how this 3 weeks is going to go. I have very little hopes in it being rectified, but I hope the city will come into the picture and take the appropriate action so that way I don't have to live next to this thing anymore.
I understand.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I appreciate your testimony. It's good to hear how these things can affect the community at large. And Ed, what was your recommendation as to time to come into compliance here?
Normally for a pool, we recommend 15 days, but I know Mr. White has had, physically he can't do it, but he's been trying, but he hasn't had any success. So I stressed with him he needs to make sure he asks for enough time to get it, the pool in compliance so he doesn't run into a fine or anything.
Okay. So what was your
Oh, I'm sorry, my recommended compliance date was June 5th.
June 5th?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. White, you think you can get it done by June 5th?
I'll have to.
Yeah. Well, you understand it is affecting your neighbors at this point, it sounds like, so I think everyone would appreciate that. So I did look through the exhibits. Everything appears to be in order, so I'll accept the exhibits into the record. We are going to go ahead and enter the proposed findings of fact conclusions of law, Order 1, with the $325 administrative fine and the compliance date. I'm sorry, Ed, what date was that again that you recommended? slipped my mind.
June 5th.
June
June
5th,
5th.
with the June 5th compliance deadline. So I appreciate everyone coming for that and testifying, and hopefully we can come into compliance here and we won't see you here again. So. All right, I think that does it for case 7-2. So we're going to move on to case 7.4, which is, let's see, this is case number CE 25202 RVC. And Mr. Rhodes again.
Okay. Robert Rhodes, Code Inspector, City of Fort Walton Beach. This is case CE-25-202-RVC. This case pertains to the subject address of 122 Louisos Drive Northwest. According to the text records, the owner of said property is Nancy D. Gregory. This case is a repeat occurrence of the following violations: litter, section 5.04.01, subsections 1 through 7, and 5.04.02, subsections 2, 4, 6, 7, and 9, for prohibited accumulation and outside storage of 2 non-operative vehicles, lawn equipment, construction materials, tools, a non-operative swimming pool, pool stairs, an animal carrier, ladders, coolers, tarps, containers, household items, litter, and debris. The violations were observed on April 29th, 2025. Per an order of the board dated January 17th, 2024, the aforementioned violations constitute a repeat violation. On May 5th, 2025, a statement of noncompliance was filed, and on May 6th, 2025, service was obtained for the notice of hearing for repeat violation via posting. On April 29th, May 6th, and May 6th of 2025, photographs of the violations were taken. The gravity of the violation is medium. The respondent has a significant case history. On May 21st, 2025, the property was found to remain in violation. At this time, staff would like to enter the exhibits into the record. Exhibit A is a case history report. Exhibit B is a list of exhibits. Exhibit C is a notice of hearing for repeat violation and proof of service. Exhibit D is a copy of the original order that causes this violation to be deemed a repeat violation. Exhibit E is a copy of the inspector's qualifications. Exhibit F is a copy of the tax record showing the property's ownership. Exhibit G are the photographs of the violations. Exhibit H is a statement of noncompliance dated May 5th, 2025. Staff is requesting acceptance of the findings of fact, conclusions of law, and issuance of an order and action on statement of non-compliance for repeat violation, including the $325 administrative fee and a fine amount of $500 per day, with a fine starting date of April 29th, 2025, when the repeat violation was observed. The only other thing that I would mention is that in the first case, there was an administrative fee applied that has not been paid yet.
Okay.
So other than that, and we do have a respondent, so I'll see if she has any objections to the exhibits.
Okay.
Ms. Nancy, do you have any objections to the
Yes,
documents?
yes.
Would you like to review them?
May I talk to you?
You may. Right now, though, what Mr. Rhodes is asking is just if those exhibits that he was kind of going through, if you have any objection to those entering into the record, so that if someone were to review this case beyond me.
Okay, the cars, the green truck,
Okay.
it is operable.
I understand. I'll get to that. I'll hear your testimony on that. That's not really what we're asking at this point.
Oh,
I'm just trying to see if
No
the,
objections to the notice that I posted in the yard?
well, yes, I do have some.
well, I will hear the substantive issue, so why you think that maybe it was a defective notice.
Okay.
But I would like to just see the exhibits myself. And if I think that they look compliant, I'll just enter them into the record, but I will take your testimony into consideration about whether it is defective or not, okay?
If we can put up the, okay, first I'll show you the PowerPoint that I created, and then if you want to see today's photos, I can show you that after.
Okay.
So this was May 1st. There's ladders and furniture and stuff in the side yard. These are the two non-operative vehicles, an animal carrier. The same, this is still May 1st. See the flat tire on the green truck. The other one has not moved as of today. This is a non-operative lawnmower with a flat tire. It's still in the same location, with still has a flat tire today. This is the green truck where it originally was. It has relocated in the yard, but it has no tag on it. These are the stairs to a swimming pool and an old swimming pool and debris there. There's the notice that I posted on May 7th. And there's a bunch of scrap metal and lumber, buckets. And that's what I have for you on that. If you'd like to see today's photos, I can show you today's.
Yeah, let's go ahead and look at today's photos,
Okay.
see where we're at.
She has made some progress, but again, I'm not sure what this thing is. It's been out there the whole time. It's still there today.
It's a gymnastic
Okay, well.
thing for my granddaughter.
And this is one of the non-operative vehicles, no tag. Not sure what happened to this truck. Looks like a bomb went off in it. Again, this they finally cut the grass around it, but it's still in the same exact location. Looks like it's under repair. This is all today. Most of the lumber and pool is gone. As I said, the lawnmower's still there and tarps hanging there on the fence. That's what I have for you.
Okay, so there's been some progress.
Some progress, yes.
Some progress at least. Okay, and Ms. Nancy, if you'd like to.
Okay, I'm Nancy
It's Gregory,
Gregory.
yeah.
I live at 122 Louises. Okay. I'm very wrong for having the green truck backed up against the house, but my, let me say, drug addict son that's in recovery was a diabetic. He got his leg amputated, and Mr. Burt knows this, and he himself told me to just go ahead and back the green truck up against the fence out of the way. Because on the side of my yard, I have a huge oak tree, where the lawnmower is actually, and that's where it used to be parked. With tags, with insurance, but because he couldn't drive it anymore, I, canceled the insurance. So I'm wrong for canceling it and stuff, but there is a new tag. There is the updated insurance.
Okay,
Okay? Do you want to see it?
I can see it from here.
Okay.
I appreciate it. I just see the
So,
tag. And
it's allowed to be in the yard.
Hang on just a second. Let me just ask.
And the gray truck,
Let me just ask one question of
Okay.
Mr. Rhodes before
Okay.
we move on from the tag. Have you seen the tag where you were?
I have not seen the tag.
Okay. So you will have to, place that on the vehicle. When did you get the tag?
I don't know, last week, one day, I put it on there. I went down and got it. I can tell you what day, if you want.
Hang on just a second. Let me see. Mr. Burns, do you have a question?
And do you mind letting Mr. Rose look at it before you go, so we can verify the registration section?
And here is the tags and insurance that has been on the gray truck forever.
The gray truck.
It's never been canceled. It's just out, like in the yard, like towards, it's on my property. It's not even in an easement. It's not in any kind of way of anything.
Okay.
And here's the insurance and tags. I've had that for 2 or 3 years, probably, on the gray truck.
And is the gray truck operable?
Listen, we just found out that it needs an oil pump. So it's $600, and we have gotten one. But my son is in the process of getting his prosthetic because he got amputation October 6th. So obviously he's unable to get out there and work in a car without a ladder, and all that kind of stuff. You know, but there's no trash in my yard. I don't know what he's talking about. And there's no dead plants. Some of my plants have not came back for the year, you know, from the winter. And I don't have dead plants. Over on the side, like where the white trailer was, I did have some ladders and stuff, yes. But, you know, this is life. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm trying to do stuff, you know, as best as I can. Some days I can barely even walk. I'm raising 2 grandchildren. One is autistic. And I tell him, some days I can only sit. I have a back problem, a very, very bad chronic disease in my hand. It goes to my foot. Some days I can't do stuff. The lawnmower, I did not get a battery for it because I had to go get tags and insurance for the green truck. Okay? So when I get paid at the end of the month, I will go get a battery for it because I need it to mow my grass because I have to pay somebody right now to do it.
Right. Okay. So let's kind of itemize here what the alleged violations are. We've got
And
the-
sir, yeah, the swimming pool, somebody was so gracious to give me a pool for my grandkids. So I told him, I said, just put it, you know, right outside that fence right there that goes to my backyard. Do you know how long the pool's been there, Mr. Burke?
I do
Well,
not.
No?
Let's not get in the back and forth.
Okay.
Here. I want to let's focus on
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
alleged violations
So-
are. Let me kind of itemize them. Let's go through them all
Okay.
together here so we can figure out what needs to be done. So we've got the green truck. That's the one with the tag that you just
Yeah.
brought here today. Does that look good? If
It
you
does
place-
look like it goes to that truck. I don't,
Yes, it does.
So you'll have to install that tag on
I
the
will.
truck.
I
If
wanted
that-
to
if that
bring it.
tag is on the truck, is that, in your opinion?
yeah, if it's operable. I mean, it did
Operable.
move from one side of the yard to the other. Not sure how it got there, but I assume it's operable.
It drives.
It does drive? Okay. So I think we've taken care of the green truck today, which is great. Good progress here. The gray truck. So I think I need a better understanding. I think the issue is the operability of it, correct? Under your
Correct.
opinion? So based on its location and its fact that it's not operative, you need to get that thing operative. How long do you think that will take to get that operative?
Well, he went, again yesterday, they've already made the cup thing for his leg. He has been out there, he pushed his one ladder thing up against the front of it to try to do some things, but it's very hard for him
I understand.
to be a mechanic. I mean, he worked at Preston Hood and everywhere, but it's hard with one leg. I mean, and
Yeah.
you saw, there was a picture, his wheelchair, you know, I mean, he uses a wheelchair right now, a walker, all of that. So they're getting his leg.
I understand.
Thank God.
Well, and I'm going to work with you here, but
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
need an estimate. How much time do you think you need to get that truck operable?
I mean, I can't tell you a week. I can't tell you 2 weeks. He's working on it now. He's attempting to, you know, get it done. But one of his friends was over there the other night trying to help him with it, and then he left. So, I mean, I can't tell you. I can email you and let you know the
Well, we'll
progress
figure it
of
out.
it if you would like me to.
We'll figure out something here today. We're not going to let this linger.
Yeah, I mean, he did buy the part. He was able, you know, to buy the $600 oil pump.
Mr.
But-
Rose, I see, it looks like you've got a date of 4/29 in,
Yeah, that's when it was identified as a repeat again.
right.
Yeah, I think
I'm
there's,
inclined to give some additional time, given some of the
Yeah.
circumstances here,
Yeah.
beyond, I'm sorry.
I can just say a month, and if I need some more time for him to get it fixed, I'll just have to let you know. That's all I can do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm inclined to give about another month here to kind of the compliance.
Because
based
it's
on
not
that.
like it's not tagged and insured. It's inoperable, yeah, because it did need an oil pump, and he's fought that thing forever. But the lady down the road, that truck used to sit in her yard for 5 years. She never used it. She's a retired Marine, and she gave that truck to my son, so he had a really good truck.
Right. I
So
understand.
that's, you know, he's been having to do things to it, and then he lost his leg and stuff, so his life ended right there of doing anything, you know,
I understand.
work-wise, you know, so,
Big change in circumstances, and we're going to try to be accommodating to that, but also make sure that the property comes into compliance in a timely fashion. So I think the two trucks, between those two, we've addressed those. And then we've got this lawnmower here, I see. What's the issue with the lawnmower?
well, when I get paid, I'll buy a new battery because I've tried to charge it, you know, but the battery's so dead, I guess, from the winter. So when I get paid around the end of the month, I'll go and get another battery for it. And I do have a leak in the tire, but, you know, I'm not even using it right now, so it's like,
So you think you can get this fixed up in 2 weeks?
I can get it fixed at the end of the month when I get paid. I had to get the insurance and stuff on the
Okay, so
thing.
lawnmower doesn't seem like it's going to be an issue. What are the other
Um,
violations here
Let's see what's left.
we're looking at?
The one minor piece of lumber there, if she could, we've
Well,
asked her
that
in the
goes to
past
my
to keep
flower
that.
bed. It goes to my flower bed right there.
We've asked her to keep all this kind of stuff behind the private, or the fence where you saw the screen tarp with a camo to hide all of her stuff.
Well, he told me to put the camo up.
Exactly, so that we wouldn't see the stuff behind it.
Okay.
And that worked for a while, but then she just keeps putting more stuff out front.
I mean, so the lumber, explain to me the lumber.
It's minor, it's just
I-
one
I
little
know
piece
it's
of
a minor
wood.
issue. I
It's
just don't
like-
want, I don't
it's
want
like
them-
the 4x4s
hang on one
that go-
second, hang on one
yeah.
second, 1 second. I just don't want the lumber to be the reason why we're back here.
Yes.
I don't want to solve all the other issues
Yeah,
and then have a
it's-
dispute about the lumber and have to see everyone back here because of the lumber.
I understand,
So-
but I guess I'll put it in front of my flower bed. I was gonna clean out my flower beds, but I'll go ahead and put it along the front where I was gonna use it at to redo my flower beds. But I
Okay.
just haven't had time to
I
do them
mean,
yet.
that would be fine, I think. That
Yeah.
would be fine. Use those, incorporate it into the flower bed.
So yeah, she's real close at this point.
Yeah, she is. And then, explain to me, this is a piece of gymnastics equipment?
What's that?
This is a piece of gymnastics equipment that we're...
Yeah, one of the bars, you know,
That
kids
you
slip
flip
on.
around?
Yeah, and the kids move it around, different places. If the sun's out, you know, they will move it over here on this side, that side, you know. And it's not scrap metal. And he also said there was scrap metal over by the fence, by the pool, and it's not scrap metal. It is the pool poles.
I understand. I'm not, I mean, again, this is a minor thing. To me,
Yeah.
this does look like a piece of equipment. I don't really believe this is litter, so we're not gonna worry about the gymnastics equipment. But if you could be courteous and maybe have your kids move it out of the way when it's not being used, that kind of stuff.
Oh, just put it up towards the house?
Yeah, that'd be great. And just
Yeah,
clean it up a
okay.
little bit. Like, we're cleaning this property up. We're figuring out how to clean it up together here today, so that
Yeah,
we're
well,
not gonna be
yeah.
here again.
Kids are kids. I mean, they,
I understand. I'm
Put
not asking
stuff
for 100%
everywhere.
perfection here. Just-
Yeah.
Just generally clean it up. I see you made some effort, so that's why we're working here.
yeah, and those are my two chairs. I leave out, you know, out there, so.
Right. Okay. So, it seems like really the primary issue that we're gonna run into is that truck. Is there anything else? you
No,
think,
sir.
Bert?
John, I noticed one thing in the picture, I don't want to call it a problem.
Yeah.
Bert, could you go back to the picture of the lawnmower? Next one. All right, so what's that pink laundry basket?
It's just some stuff that, you know, went to the lawnmower when I was trying to prime up the pump and get it going for the winter and stuff. And, I mean, I can move it. It was just there. I just didn't move it.
Okay. Well, that kind of stuff is what just needs to be out of sight. So
Okay.
I understand that was part of you trying to fix the
Yeah, I can do
lawnmower.
that, no
So
problem.
it's not a big deal, but
Right.
like just so that we don't end up back
Yeah,
here.
but I did have that lawnmower covered up and then I uncovered it, you know, because Dustin did try to get it started for me so that, you know, I could use it to cut the grass.
All that makes sense.
And yeah, and it's like, that's where it's at.
All that makes sense, and I understand there's some ongoing efforts. It sounds like the lawnmower, hopefully we'll get the lawnmower sorted out. Hopefully we'll fire up here, and that won't be an issue. Primary issue, I think, is going to be the truck with your son's disability, being able to work on that.
Yeah, and I mean, I can email you if you have an email you can
No.
give me and I'll let you know when it gets fixed, you
So,
know.
let me ask Mr. Burns real quick. So, on a repeat violation like this, I'd like to give some additional time, I think a month. What do you think the best mechanism to go about that is?
I would continue it, extend the hearing to another month.
That's what
and
I
see
was- that's what I
how
was
much progress
thinking.
she's made a month from now.
That's what I was thinking too. So here's what we're doing. We're going to just continue this matter. That's going to give you another month, so we're going to continue it to the June meetings. We have June meetings, right?
We do.
Okay, so we'll continue it to the June meetings. That's going to give you one more month, since you've made some progress here in the intermediate.
So where can I park the truck, the gray one?
And, well, let's get you on the same page.
Yeah, I mean, when it gets
Mr. Rhodes.
running, because that's the whole issue. I mean, he comes over and tells me where I need to park my cars
Well,
at my house.
And
So-
Mr. Rhodes is just trying to get you to, as you saw earlier.
Yeah, so it's like-
And hang on, let
Yeah.
me finish so you understand here. So Mr. Rhodes, here's a lot of complaints from citizens. You saw in the last case, pool.
There's one right by our house. I didn't know that.
Your property's conditions can affect your neighbor's properties, and the city's codes are just designed to ensure that you're not unfairly burdening your neighbor's properties. And that's what Mr. Rhodes is trying to do. He's trying to ensure that it's a fair situation here. So all that he's going to do is he's going to work with you to get that into compliance. And I think he can do that in a month. And Mr. Rhodes, I don't know, do you have a specific area that she needs to put that car, or if it's
I
operable?
can
is it okay?
explain the conversation that we had in the past. At that point, she was in compliance, the green truck was tagged and licensed, and I was explaining to her that, she's constantly getting complaints from the neighbors, and this
Which
truck...
neighbors are complaining?
Let me finish. I explained to her the condition of the green truck looks so bad in the back that she might not get complaints if she backed it in so that they didn't see the destroyed back end of the truck. And then
Right.
that was what I was asking for. But then since then, it's become non-operative again, and then now, as of today, operable again.
So, that's the balancing act that Mr. Rhodes, he's not trying to hard time you. He's just trying to ensure that everyone's happy here, or at least that your property's in compliance. And so he's just offering suggestions on how you can do that. That's all that's happening.
Yeah, so when the gray truck gets fixed, where do I park it?
The gray truck looks fine, so it can be parked anywhere you would like as long as it's
On my
licensed and
property.
operable.
And the green truck can be parked
It can be
anywhere on my
parked anywhere on
property
your
also,
property
right?
as well, but I would recommend you back it in so you don't get complaints from the neighbors.
Okay, so the neighbors are the ones complaining?
Some of them, yes.
Well, and we're not going to get into.
Yeah,
specific
I
facts.
understand.
don't-
Okay.
This is not a neighborhood fight. We're just trying to get this property into compliance. So the key with the trucks is they have to be operable, they have to be licensed, they have to be plated. So you get those check marked, you can park them on your property. The green truck, though, does appear to have some damage. So as a courtesy and to save yourself some trouble in the future, if you could back that in, like Mr. Rhodes is suggesting.
Right.
I'm not making that part of an order or anything. I'm merely suggesting that to you to help you
Well, that's
out.
why I had
So-
it where I had it, up against the house.
Right.
Nobody saw it. Actually, I used to park it on the side right there where the lawnmower is. That's a piece of property right
Yeah.
there that I even park my car when it's real hot. And I used to keep it parked right there.
Right.
And Mr. Rhodes told me that I'm not allowed to park that truck on that property.
Again,
So
we're going to wrap this hearing up.
So it's like, where
but
do I park it?
We're going to wrap this hearing up, but I do want you to understand, Mr. Rhodes is not trying to hard time you, and you're going to have to work with Mr. Rhodes in order to
And I always
not end
have.
up here.
I
understand.
have
Let me
always.
finish. You're going to have to work with him in order to not end up here again in a month, at which point, if I see you here again in a month, it's going to be hard not to enter an order because there are some violations on this property, and we could enter this order today, but we're not going to because we're going to give you some additional time. But I want you to understand, he's not your enemy, he's your friend here. He's going to help you not end up here again next month.
Yeah, I mean, I've thanked Mr. Rhodes in the past. Thank you for helping me because my son has done all kind of bad stuff. All kinds. And I've thanked him. Hey, I'm glad you came. You've made him do this stuff that he's not listening to me to do.
Right.
But it's like my house is not bad. I mean, it's a lawnmower out there. The people across the street have a lawnmower. They have an inoperable car. And next door to me, a car behind. And I did take the time yesterday, and I want to share this with you because
Share it with me.
because I took these pictures yesterday. This is not.
Is this of your property or is this of other people's property?
I just want you to look.
If this is other people's property, I'm not here to
Oh.
watch, see.
Okay, well, their places are worse than me.
I understand that's your opinion. Okay.
I'm in Target.
Ms. Gregory, what we're going to do is we're going to give you another month. We're not going to talk about other people's property. If there's code violations on this property, I'm sure the city is working on it.
So I can call?
You can file any
Okay.
complaint you would like through the code enforcement system. I'm sure
And how do I do that?
You have to talk to Mr. Rhodes after the meeting. We're going to
Okay.
give you one more month. So please, you've made a lot of progress. I think you're going to get there. But I really don't want to see you here again in a month. So
You won't.
Okay.
And then if I can't fix the truck, what do I do? It might take 1 month and 1 week. It's like, I can't promise
if
exactly
we
in a
end up in
month.
that
I'm gonna try to
situation-
get somebody to come and help him, fix it. The
I
gray
understand.
one.
I don't want to talk about hypotheticals at this point. I mean, if we get in a situation where there's still violations on the property, we'll address it at the next meeting. But given that this is a repeat violation and I'm giving you an extra month on a repeat violation, it's not something I'd normally be inclined to do, but given this particular circumstance, I am inclined to do that. It's just going to be hard not to enter an order. So if the truck is not fixed and operable and is still in violation, there better be a very good plan as to
So you're giving me a month. To what date?
And what's the next meeting minute?
What's today is the 21st, it'd be the 20th of June, I believe.
20th of June?
June 20th?
Is that the next date of the next meeting?
Okay, and
Because it would actually be the date of the next meeting that
I can email you the day it's fixed, okay?
Actually, never email.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't email him? Let him know?
So what's going to happen is if you come into compliance, let's say somehow you can get the car fired up in a week, and it's great, it's operable, it's got the license, registration,
Yes.
it's operable. Well, Ms. Rhodes can go out there and inspect the property and see that there's no longer a violation, assuming you got this other stuff cleaned up as well. And then there won't be a hearing in a month. You won't have to be here. Now, you
Yeah,
have
so
to
it's
keep
only
it-
the gray truck, and I'll put the tags on the green truck when I get home, and then just move the metal thing, and then my lawnmower, when I get paid, I'll buy a battery, because they're like $76, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think this all sounds like a good plan. Just make sure you follow through and execute
Yeah,
it.
I will. When I get paid, I'll get a battery for my lawnmower.
Remember that date is June 18th.
So June 18th, if you don't get everything fixed up in your property,
June 18th.
June 18th is when you would be back here, because what I'm doing is I'm continuing the matter another month. So you're not.
Yeah, it should be fixed by then, because he just
Okay.
got the oil pump,
Okay.
so.
Just understand though, if it's not, it's going to be hard not to enter the order.
Okay, so what do I need to do? Call Mr. Rhodes and have him come listen to it run and drive
You
it
need to
back
call
and
Mr.
forth or
Rhodes.
something so he can see the gray truck run?
Once you think that your property is in compliance, which includes the operability of the gray truck, you do need to call Mr. Rhodes so that he can observe that it is in compliance.
Yeah, he wants to hear the truck run and I need to drive it around the block and show him it runs and then I can park it.
Well, whatever Mr. Rhodes thinks, in his opinion, constitutes compliance is what would be done. And if you guys have a differing opinion as to whether it's operable or not, you can come back in a month and you can explain your sides of the story to me. I'll decide.
Yeah, it will be operable,
Okay.
So,
Your Honor, you mind if I just get the list in real quick?
Yeah, let's nail this down.
This is for your benefit, so
Yeah.
write this down. You need to install the tag. That's an easy one.
yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. The lawnmower, replace the battery,
Yeah.
move that piece of lumber over to your garden.
What?
Move that piece
Oh,
of
yeah.
lumber over so it
Okay,
looks good.
No problem.
And then the big one's going to be the gray truck that y'all have talked extensively about. And so I think that's going to be up to Mr. Rhodes' determination once you got that ready to run. If you get all four of those things done, that's the only way you won't be back in front of the magistrate.
Yeah, okay, and I'm gonna say that, like, when he's working on his truck, there is gonna be some tools out there. I'm not capable of walking back and forth and
Okay, well,
You know.
everybody understands.
with tools,
Everybody understands that in order to fix things,
Yeah.
there's got to be some tools and stuff. So
Right.
nobody's going to give you a hard time about that, so long as it doesn't sit out there for weeks on end.
Yeah, no, it's gonna get fixed, and then it will get used or whatever, because he should get his prosthetic by then.
Okay.
Okay, so there's tag, the lawnmower, the lumber, and move the little kids' thing.
Yep, and the big thing, of course, is the great
Okay.
truck.
And that's all?
And if you don't get all those done and Mr. Rose hasn't told you you don't have to be here on June 18th, then you need to be here at 9 a.m. on June 18th.
Because what we would do is we'd have this hearing again, and then I would, at that point, I'm just going to make a decision about.
Yeah,
whether or
I'm
not-
sorry I'm here wasting your time of it.
No. Well, this is my job, is to hear cases.
Yes, I
and determine
understand.
whether there's compliance. So
You know, but,
happy to be here. Happy, what we're really trying to do is just solve problems here. We're not trying to hard time anyone, so I think we did that here. And I think, I don't think I'll see you again in a month, and hopefully never again.
Yeah, I mean, I try the best I can. I mean, I retired from the school system here 32 years. I'm not a bad person.
No one's saying that.
I just deal with,
Nope. No one's saying that. You've seen this process. You understand. It's just our actions on our property do affect other people, and we have to make sure we all comply with the same set of rules. So I think we're good though. And if you don't have anything further, I'm gonna go ahead.
no, I was just going to share some pictures with you just
Well,
up and down my
see,
road.
I can only hear what's going on
Okay.
on your property.
Okay,
That's
so
what
I
I'm
need to
trying
meet
do.
with him
So
and
if you've got a complaint you would like to file, talk to your code enforcement staff here, and
Okay.
they can tell you how to do that.
Okay. All right, so when you get time, come by, because I took about 45 pictures just up and down my road.
Okay, you can submit those through the City of Fort Walton's website.
Oh, really?
Now, here, let's not do this right now. Here, we're going to end this case. I think, and if you guys want to chat after the meeting, that's fine. I just don't want to do this in a public forum right now.
Yeah.
So this case is over. Anything else from staff today?
No, sir, that's it for us.
All right. Ms. Gregory, good luck to you. Hopefully I won't see you again in a month. All right, so seeing nothing further, meeting is adjourned.
No, can't sit. How you doing, sir?